Season 5, Episode 2 of Bracket Bubbles. And Bid Steelers, I am Sam Fetterman. That is Jonathan Liskin. Jonathan, how you doing?
Doing great, Sam. How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good. We had big news in the transfer portal today in Kadari Richmond. We've had some big news in the transfer portal basically every day over the last month. But let's kind of break some stuff down, kind of go team by team, league by league. Just to start us off, which league do you want to start with?
Can we start with the most boring one? At
But
least among the Power Five.
ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull up the scholarship. Andrew Parrish's terrific scholarship tracker that you should absolutely check out.
That thing does not close.
Oh yeah, it's terrific. Boston College
Ooh.
is not having a great spring. I mean,
NIT team.
Hey, they won an NIT game.
They did win an NIT game. They also only got into the NIT because like half of the field opted out.
But here's the deal with Boston College as a program. High academic standards, not much NIL, and pretty much no money in the athletic program.
Mm-hmm.
The facilities are fine. Like there's nothing special about that program that would keep somebody around, and so even getting Quentin Post back for another year last year was kind of a miracle for them. So Jaden Zachary is gone. Devin McLaughlin, who I thought was really good, is gone. Claudel Harris is gone.
Claudel Harris was one of my favorite players in the conference, and he's gone.
Mason Madsen's gone. Prince Aligbe is gone. That's a lot of guys out. And so far, 3 players in: Chad Venning, Dion Brown, and Josh Beadle. I think Venning's a good player, but I don't know how he holds up against ACC bigs because his game is he's got really strong footwork in the low post.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got that, but I don't think he's like a super physical rebounder, and I'm a little concerned about that. I don't think he stretches the floor one bit either.
No, he doesn't. He made 0 threes last year. And yeah, that was my thought exactly when he committed there. Was like them as an A10 big. Not sure he'll succeed to the highest of standards as an ACC big. I just like the team's replacing so much, and like the task there is impossible.
Yeah, I think that should be a program. That program is kind of banking on a little bit of internal development from Chaz Kelly, maybe. Maybe a late breakout in year 3 is the one thing that I could say that I could see as like, hey, maybe there's some hope there. I think he's got a little bit of pop to his game, but I don't really think he's that good. Dion Brown, though, is a really good pickup, and that's their best player, Dion Brown from UMBC. Physical guard, can get to the basket, hit shots, rebounds really well. Really good pickup.
Yeah, I like Joshua Beadle a little bit as an underclassman. Didn't contribute as nearly as much as I thought he would at Clemson. Maybe he breaks out in a bigger role here at BC.
Yeah, I mean, him and Kelly are kind of in the same boat, I would say. Guys that they kind of really need to hit on if they want to even be like close.
Competent, complacent.
Like this is I don't know what coach would have BC moving, but I don't think it's Earl Grant.
I'm pretty sure it's Amir Abdur-Rahim. Like, and that might be my answer for every one of these questions.
moving on, Clemson, Ian Shefflin, if he comes back, and if PJ Hall comes back, that could be really good. But they've also done some really fine work in the portal, I think. Victor Locken is a really solid big man, and Jaden Zachary from BC is, I mean, proven ACC productive player.
Yeah.
And he was only a junior last year. Of course, he was only a junior last year. He's still playing this year. For some reason, I thought he was a sophomore last year, but no, he was a junior. Shot 40% from three. He took a playmaking leap. He scored 10 points a game all 3 years. I mean, he's proven commodity in this league. The coaches know him. The play and Brownell's played against him enough to know that he's good enough to take and have him start. If they end up losing Chase Hunter, he can step in there.
Yeah, that team is one of the biggest, in my opinion, like draft decision reliant teams. You got Hall, Hunter. Excuse me. But two guys that I think could probably move the needle to like a top 15 group for Clemson versus a top maybe 50 group if both those guys are out. You know, you got a couple of scholarships to play with still. Obviously, one of those is for Hall. Hunter's still listed on the scholarship sheet here, but they had some younger guys like RJ Godfrey that I thought maybe could make a bigger impact. We'll see if Dylan Hunter breaks out, if his brother leaves. But like losing Gerard too is a tough break.
Yeah,
obviously he was out of eligibility, so one you expected, but like he was good for them.
I don't think Zachary can shoot off the catch as well as Gerard. That's going to be a tough one to replace.
I mean, very few players can.
Yeah, Gerard was a terrific shooter.
Zachary's a 40% 3-point shooter. He's obviously more than
low volume though.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do Duke?
Yeah, I mean,
you take the lead here.
You got 3 scholarships to still play with, but like everyone freaked out when they started losing guys outside of Jeremy Roach. Was it really that big of a deal to lose guys like TJ Power and Jalen Blake, Christian Reeves, Sean Stewart, even like these were guys that largely didn't play that very much.
I mean, Mark Mitchell was really good, but they went out and got a better 4-man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they went out and got Mason Gillis, 3-and-D wing, 3-and-D4. Maybe if you want to play him there, but he can guard and he's older. And people have been saying for years how Duke needs to get older and freshmen don't work anymore. And I think there's some truth to that. So what does Duke go out and do? They had Mason Gillis, they had Malik Brown, got 3 scholarships to play with. So I would assume there are some more older kids on the way.
Yeah, I think they got there's some names that have been thrown around for them, and just players that could make an impact there on the defensive side of the ball, because that's going to be a tremendous defensive team right now. I mean, Malik Brown, Cooper Flagg, and Common.
Mm-hmm.
I think that freshman class is really strong. Darren Harris is really good.
That's the one you started with?
Well, I already went over Flagg and Malawak. And Gong was hurt, and Khan's good too.
Have you watched? You haven't watched Khan yet, have you?
No, okay. Not yet. But Proctor, I think Foster is that team's best guard next year. I think he's going to be better than Proctor.
Wouldn't be terribly surprised.
Which, in my opinion, is more about Proctor than it is about Foster. I just don't think Proctor's very good.
Yeah, he did not take the leap that people thought he was going to. Granted, he was.
Back, let's be honest.
Huh?
It felt like he took a step back.
I wouldn't call it that, but it certainly wasn't anything to be thrilled about. Now, he was a reclass, so still very young. Like this wouldn't even be a late breakout, if I'm being honest, if he was really good this following year.
Yeah, it would
Like,
technically be his sophomore year.
he's still supposed to be a college sophomore right now.
Yeah. All right. Let's do Florida State. Let should we
Oh, God.
actually or oh god, this is going to be brutal.
It's a bad thing when like all their transfer additions are like kids that like I have never watched.
Yeah, Justin Thomas from UTSA is pretty much just like he's a wing that can shoot it a little, pass it a little, just does a little bit of everything, but not particularly elite at anything.
Mhm.
I think that could be a fun piece for them, like kind of like a Jalen Warley type.
Sure.
If they're but like he was putting up Jalen Warley numbers at UTSA for a bad UTSA team.
Yeah.
Like he'll average like 3 in the ACC. Jerry Dang can shoot the crap out of it. He's pretty athletic too, but he was
Played on a bad Hampton team.
he was a bench player for a terrible Hampton team.
And then the last one was Boston Holt from South Dakota, right?
Yeah, solid numbers at South Dakota, but we've seen him at a high major level, and he couldn't crack the rotation.
Where was he at?
Utah
Utah?
for 2 years. He played 27 games in 2 years, and just yeah, like
It will be Leonard Hamilton's last season until the end of time.
yeah. You want to do Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I mean, outside of Duke, what we've talked about so far, Georgia Tech's actually made some pretty decent additions.
Yeah, Luke O'Brien is a really good addition. Just a winning basketball player. He does the things that it's hard to find guys that want to do.
Yeah.
Does the dirty work, rebounds, switches, off-ball defense.
Yeah.
But let's cut to the chase here.
Sure,
Nothing
yeah.
matters with this team if Dongo doesn't come back. Like they're screwed if he doesn't come back.
I mean, yeah, like they got 4 freshmen coming in, 10 scholarships right now. Like Koasi Reeves didn't end up being the guy that like we thought he could be.
Yeah,
And
that was 3 years ago that we thought he could be that.
like Nate George, I think is like fine. Like
Yeah, he had a couple.
I'll start like be a solid player, but like yeah, they do need Ndongo back.
Yeah, I just look at this and say, are you better off kind of trying to put together 4 scholarships of solid players, or just trying to pool all your money and get Ndongo back for a couple $100,000, $600,000, $700,000? I mean, you're not going to get better. You're not going to get 4 guys for $700,000 total that can do what Ndongo can. Ndongo is a first teamer if he comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, elite rebounder, like super incredible around the rim. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he 12 and 8 as a freshman on 56% from the field with a block and a steal. Like, yeah, sign me up for that. Sign me up for the 16 and 9 sophomore season.
Yeah, I mean, he was too good to potentially be on my breakout list.
He was too good. He scored 12.4 points per game. You
gotta average under 10 to be on my breakout list.
And you also had to play for a top 100 team.
Yeah, but like there'll be a top 100 team like
if he's back.
If he's back.
Javian McCollum, small guard from Oklahoma.
It's your leading scorer.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I think that's why you brought him in, is you needed scoring.
Yeah. Well, and Dongo's probably going to lead them in scoring if he comes back.
Maybe.
You know anything about the freshman?
I've watched Mustaf's team play a couple times, but like I haven't focused on him.
Okay. Louisville?
The other kids I don't even recognize their names.
I've heard the name Cole Kerouac. I don't know where.
All right, Louisville.
I like this team. Like,
yeah,
this is a top 5 team in the ACC once they fill out their roster. Assuming.
Yeah, I mean, like they have 9 scholarships filled out right now, but 2 of those are red shirts.
Yeah, that's the issue there. But I love this starting group of Chucky Hepburn. The first 4 starters of Chucky Hepburn, Javon Hadley, Terrence Edwards, and Abubakar Traore.
Yeah, and I think what's important is they brought in a bunch of guys that like played on teams that won.
Yes, just get guys that know how to win. Bunch of Charleston guys. Wisconsin made the tournament. JMU was really good. Abubakar Traore made the tournament. Javon Hadley made the tournament. Ali Khalifa, he's redshirting, but he made the tournament. I think
like Corin Johnson's the only guy that like didn't really win last year.
Once Louisville gets a starting center, because James Scott is not a starting center in the ACC, yeah. I think he's a really good, like 12 to 15 minutes per game off the bench. But he's not
a starting center yet.
Yeah, he's gonna be really good when he's a junior. I also kind of want to see them maybe try and pick up a late freshman if there's still one available, just like a development project. But they do need all the scholarship. Like they might need 11 playable guys, considering how many guys Kelsey likes to rotate in and out, and how fast they want to play.
Is Khalifa was hurt, right? That's why he's redshirting.
Yeah, people have said, like, something I've heard is, oh, that they still need that star. Terrence Edwards was the best player on
Terrence Edwards. Terrence Edwards is an all ACC player next year.
Yeah, he's absolutely an all ACC player. 17, 4, and 3 on pretty solid efficiency with a steal for a really, really good James Madison team. 6'6" wing, prototypical athlete, can shoot, can attack, can really do everything. He was the best player on the floor for 40 minutes against Wisconsin.
Miami?
Well, that's a lot of small guards in Miami.
Kaishan George shouldn't be on here, right? He's gone.
No, he's gone. Like, this was the whole thing when they made that first run of the Elite Eight with Charlie Moore, Isaiah Wong, and Cam McGusty. The whole deal was, oh, it's 3 small guards. How are they going to defend? Well, they didn't defend.
They don't defend.
I mean, they don't guard. And how much is that going to matter? How much can Bethea, Pack, Blackman kind of be Wong, Moore, McGusty? Like, they're far away from that.
I think Bethea would be like a pretty low efficiency player if he was going anywhere else but Miami. Or I should say very
shoot.
Yeah. He takes some bad shots.
He makes them.
He can score. He takes some bad shots.
I mean, but he can make them.
The degree of difficulty on his shots are pretty easily the best in the class.
Ace Bailey takes some crazy ones too.
Yeah, he does, but like it looks worse when the 6'3" guard is. I guess he's like 6'5".
But Bethea is also really athletic.
He is. I feel like you only really see his athleticism in transition, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because he doesn't attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he shoots. But like we know Nigel Pack's good. We know Jalen Blackman's good. We know what you're getting from Matthew Cleveland. They just they don't have like a reliable 5 at all.
I mean, Lynn Kidd.
You call that a reliable 5?
For a mid-tier ACC team, yeah.
Like, they had Amir when they went to the Final Four. They had Sam Wardenberg when they went to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a mid-tier ACC team. It's not it's not really a tournament team.
Yeah, I don't really think Lynn Kidd is even close to either of those two.
Oh, not even close.
Have you watched Brandon Johnson at all?
No, I don't think I will.
What's it called? I remember my friend texted me when they got, because Brandon Johnson was like their first portal commit. And
one of the first portal commits.
And they were losing guys, and they got Brandon Johnson, and my friend texted me and goes, I think Ruiz may have ran out of cash.
Yeah.
No, Yoshi.
Anyway. NC State.
Oh, God, this team stinks.
What exactly is...
What is their plan here?
I'm saying the same thing. Who is this team's point guard?
Just let Jaden Hill and Marcus Hill jack up a bunch of bad shots, and 25% of the time they'll make them, and everyone's like, ooh. What is this roster construction, man?
I have no words for this. If I say what I think, I'll be suspended for 6 months.
They took Brandon Huntley Hatfield. Why?
Good take.
Why?
I don't understand why, but he's a good player.
No Louisville guys, unless you have a really high winning culture, which NC State does not.
People were freaking out about Brandon Huntley Hatfield, just oh, he rebounds, he does this and that. He was playing for a terrible Louisville team. Somebody had to get rebounds.
That's what I said about L. Ellis last year. He was playing for a terrible Louisville team. Somebody had to score.
I sent you one clip yesterday, and in that clip, L. Ellis took a bad shot.
One of the all-time shockers.
I think North Carolina is going to be really, really good, but it's not because of what they're doing in the portal.
No, it's because of what they bring back and what and the freshmen they have.
Yeah, Cade Tyson's good though.
Cade Tyson is good.
I think he can be a really.
It's certainly not because of what they did in the portal last year.
I mean, Harrison Ingram was the ceiling raiser for that team.
No, I mean the players that they got in the portal last year that are actually coming back.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, I don't really think of Cade Tyson as a guy that can. I don't think Cade Tyson's going to start for this team. I
don't know if he's a ACC 4.
He's not. He's a 3.
Which puts them in a really interesting situation.
I mean, Drake Powell's physically ready to play.
Drake Powell can guard ACC 4s.
Drake Powell can guard ACC 2s.
Correct.
You guys will learn this pretty quickly, but I have a little bit of a prospect crush on Drake Powell.
Yeah.
He's freaky.
This rotation is going to be really interesting because, I mean, they still need a center. They've missed on 3 centers. If you walk into the year with Jalen Washington and James Brown as your center, I think there's probably a limited ceiling to that.
A limited ceiling might be understating it.
James Brown is so interesting to me because every UNC fan I see is oh, he plays so hard. Yeah, but he's bad at basketball.
When you say he played, when they say, when that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth, that's that's y'all know what that means.
He's positionally undersized and has no post bag whatsoever. He averages 4 points at Link Academy because once in a while he'll grab a rebound off a Trey Johnson miss and put it back in.
Yeah, I'm not a James Brown guy. I'm not a Jalen Washington guy, and I'm especially not a Jalen Withers
I'm
guy.
kind of a Jalen. I've kind of become a Jalen Washington guy, but like I'm a Jalen Washington guy if he's playing the 4.
Do you think Zayden High will play any minutes at the 5?
I mean, that's the most athleticism in the front court they have. Maybe.
That's problematic.
He's like 6'9", isn't he?
6'9", 230.
That's not a ACC 5.
Notre Dame.
Good ball club, I think.
I like Matalaco.
Mm-hmm. He's not gonna like this will be one of the best passing teams in the country, I think.
I think Olaco is going to be really good.
Yeah, between Burton passing, Alaco's passing, and Muhammad's passing, this team will move the ball a ton.
I think we both agree they're going to be really good. Micah Shrewsbury can really coach.
Really good could be a stretch, but like they give me Shrewsbury Penn State vibes.
They'll really score. I don't know how much they'll guard though.
Yeah, that probably is.
They'll probably have like a top 15, 20 offense and like 98th ranked defense. What is Pitt cooking?
Dude, they're like top 20 in Torvik for no reason.
Does Torvik think they're getting Hinson back?
I was looking through this roster and like trying to figure out how like Torvik projected them as a top 20 team at the moment. And I'm like, okay, like Jalen Lowe might break out, like Corin's good. They bring back some guys that are okay. They brought in Dame Dunn who guards. And then I'm like, and then I'm like, all of that like doesn't even come close to the fact that they're losing Hinson and Carrington.
I mean, yeah, 2 best players gone. I think
this won't be the worst team in the ACC, but
I don't think Cam Corrin's all that good.
Huh?
Cam Corrin's not a needle mover for me.
I more so have a problem with it because like you have the Diaz-Graham brothers. Like, what are you planning on doing in that?
Are the Diaz-Graham brothers needle movers either? Like,
no, but like how many?
Are they even good?
How many more guys can you add?
Like, are they even good at this point? Like, what's the proof that they're legitimate?
I think Guillermo's all right.
I mean, Jorge played 10 minutes a game.
He was hurt for half the year.
I know, but he played 10 minutes a game.
Yeah. Guillermo is genuinely, I think, a good player, though.
No, Guillermo does things.
Is Cam Corrin better than Federico?
No. I think Federico is good.
Yeah, and he might be your backup center at Texas Tech.
Syracuse.
Another good ball club.
Was really, really confused when they took Eddie Lampkin. And then when they took Jair Davis, because that's a strange complexion there, especially then they were going after Dakota LeFew. If they took LeFew with Lampkin and Davis, that would be just like catastrophic roster construction.
And Freeman.
But the fact that they brought in Jaquan Carlos kind of salvages the whole system, because now you have a ball hounding point guard who really play makes, can step out and hit the shots that he needs to. And like he can do the ball handling. Like that's what we were asking for here. And I think that's what Jaquan Carlos is. JJ Starling is coming back. That's big. Chris Bell coming back is important.
And I think Starling will get a lot better now that Carlos is playing point instead of Judah.
I mean, yeah, Starling had to be on ball a lot last year. He can kind of come off the ball, maybe shoot off the catch a little, move I also want to see him, like, he has a little bit of a post game. I want to see him get to that a little more, like booty ball. But I think Carlos is a terrific fit.
Yeah, I think that will end up being. I think that will end up getting my title for most underrated Portal edition.
I think it's up there for me. I've been a
I mean,
Japan
they
Carlos.
obviously got to think it through more than just like throwing out the statement. But Carlos is really good. He can play.
So Virginia filled its roster today.
Did they?
Oh no, Carter Lang is a walk on there, right?
I mean, no, you might be right, but like I just didn't see that they got Lang. What's going on? Did you just hear the sound too?
What?
You know, you hear the little beep and it's Trilly's Discord.
No, I don't have it open.
It was just an announcement. Nothing big about like a partnership.
Who are they partnered with?
Hold on.
I see the agent.
Daniel Poneman.
The agent guy.
He's an NIL agent.
Yeah. Is Virginia planning on starting Blake?
Can we ask him who the hell offered Cliff from Amori fucking $2 million?
Is Virginia planning on starting either Blake Buchanan or Tane Murray?
Well, Tane Murray's going to start, I think. Dude,
I think that's all the Virginia talk we need to have. Maybe for the rest of this podcast's life.
Dude, down the stretch, Tane Murray was like their second best player, and I know that's not saying much, but like
we might need to go. We might need to Oklahoma State, Virginia right now.
I don't know if they're bad enough to like do that because like Elijah Saunders is genuinely good.
Elijah Saunders is really good. Another very underrated.
And like I kind of like Gertrude coming out of high school. So like maybe he takes a leap, but like God, their sophomore leaps have been so underwhelming recently.
I said this the other day. They're gonna win 5 games in a row in like late January, early February. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, Tony Bennett's figuring it out. It just took a while to gel with this new team. And then they're gonna lose 54-37 at home to Georgia Tech.
Like, why in the world did they take TJ Power?
Especially given that they took Saunders as well.
Notorious fits in the pack line, TJ Power.
I actually would have been totally fine with it if they did like Worley, Gertrude, McNeely, Saunders, and a real 5.
What, you don't consider Blake Buchanan a real 5?
Not really.
I'm joking. He's
a great backup.
He's gonna be one of the worst starting 5s in the ACC.
Yeah, I don't think Tane Murray's good. But like, if they brought in like, I don't know, Abu Usman or something like that,
good fit.
Who's still out there, and they played Worley, Saunders, McNeely, Gertrude, and Usman, I would feel good about that being a top 50 team.
What do you feel good about them being right now?
Maybe a top 75 team.
I was gonna say,
like, I trust Tony to like not let this team be bad. Speaking of
the worst it's got under him was 2022 when they were like in the 60s in Ken Bomb, I want to say. When they were this year. 72. They were only 4 spots worse than this year.
Speaking of bad, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, we just went off about Virginia for 5 minutes and failed to mention that they're not the worst ACC team from the state of Virginia. I mean, this has a chance to be the worst ACC team, period.
I like Toby Lawal. I like Ben Burnham. Highshear Miller might shoot 34% from the field.
The gambling owls.
I mean, what did he shoot this year? Like 36?
Yeah, but you forget that,
He wasn't trying.
Yeah, that's the nice way of saying it.
He took 15 shots a game and scored 15 points.
Jesus Christ. He put up the numbers from he put up the lower usage numbers from Kobe's final game for a full season. I cannot believe I just mentioned Hyzier Miller and Kobe Bryant in the same sentence.
I like Ben Hammond, but not in year one.
No. I think he's good, and I think if they keep him around, he'll be a good player there. But you know, at this rate, by the time he gets to his sophomore year, are we sure that Mike Young's still going to be around there? I don't know what his
They were able to bring back Elijah Poteet. Congratulations, I guess.
Like, how sure, like if you had to rank high major coaches in terms of like job security, how high do you think, like on a hot seat list, you would put Mike Young?
Oh, in the top 10.
Yeah. Who would be number one? You can't say Wayne Tinkle. He's not a high major coach anymore.
Mike Woodson.
By the way, when we said make sure Wayne Tinkle isn't a high major coach, this is not what we meant.
But yeah, Wake Forest needs Hunter Salas back, but Davin Cosby is like a year away from that breakout, I think.
Yeah, I mean maybe Forbes speeds it up a little bit and he's better than we expect him to be. I could see a situation like that, but he's probably not like your all ACC guard that like Forbes has had.
Omaha Blue is a really good get.
It's interesting. They're like added two like high upside defensive with Balloon and Spillers, which is like not at all how they've been constructed. I think maybe you figure that like you get your defense with Blue, Spillers, and then Efton Reed coming back, and then your scoring comes from Salas, Hildreth. Maybe you get a little from Cosby, and I mean they have 4 scholarships to play with still. So it's an interesting kind of change of pace there for Steve Forbes. He's been so close to the tournament. Sam, are you alive / good? All right.
Yeah, so we're going to cut this show a little bit short. I apologize. I'm just not feeling great right now. Allergies are really getting to me at the moment. I had a long drive. I had some issues. But we'll do it's a good time to cut this short because we just finished the ACC. We'll do the Big East, Big 12, Big 10, SEC mid-majors later this week. Maybe tomorrow. Jonathan, would you like to take us out?
Oh, would I, Sam? Oh, would I? If you want to hear, if you came to hear about Tyler Self and where he's working, you came to the right place. If you came to hear about some road troubles, you came to the right place. Am I doing the Brooklyn Vic?
No.
No, okay. If you came to hear about Caleb Grill and what he's up to, you came to the right place. This is season 5, episode 2 of Brackets, Bubbles, and Bid Stealers. We'll be back soon.